Have you ever sat down to write and thought, I'll just figure it all out as I go, only to end up staring at a blank page, feeling frustrated, aggravated, and annoyed at yourself? Or even worse, you start off real strong, then lose momentum because you don't have a clear plan. If that's you, this episode is going to help you change that. Let's get into it. Ready to write your first book and make an impact? Do you wish you could organize your book ideas without feeling overwhelmed and actually find the time to write and finish your book? Hey, I'm Donna Cherie, a book writing coach and author. Welcome to Book Writing Made Simple. Inside this podcast, I'll teach you how to get a clear vision for your book idea, get organized, keep it simple, and develop a writing plan so you can finally get your book out into the world. Grab a notebook and pen with your favorite cup of tea. Hey, welcome to Book Writing Made Simple. I'm your host, Donna Cherie, and thanks for tuning in today. Today's review is from Jess, the podcast host of Habit Stacking Mom. She said, always wanted to write a book. You made this sound so easy. Write a book and publish in a year. This gave me hope. Thank you for this podcast. And thank you, Jess, for leaving me that review. And for you guys listening, if you want to learn more about how I was able to write, edit, and publish a book in less than a year, check out episode 64 after you listen to this one. Let's be real. Winging it rarely works when it comes to book writing. And I know many people who try to wing it or figure it out as they go, but it really doesn't work. You might have a ton of ideas inside of your head and also inside of multiple journals or thoughts on a whiteboard, notes in your phone, or written down on a piece of paper somewhere in your computer, file after file, and everything just really feels scattered and cluttered. And how's that working out for you, sis? I know that it's not working out really good. So here's the reality, is that without a clear plan, you're going to continue to keep wasting time, resources, energy, overthinking it, and struggling to finish writing your book. So today I want to talk to you about how we can fix that. And just by doing this one simple book writing tip, it will help you get on the right track so that you can write and finish your book. And hopefully this year, by the end of this year, you'll be able to write and finish your book. Even by just listening to this podcast episode, I hope that it is really blessing you and helping you and that you are getting serious about your book. And today I want to help you get clear on your message. So think about this real quick. Think about an apple tree. It doesn't grow apples by accident. It's because a seed has been planted, and that seed determines what kind of fruit it produces. So you'll never see an apple tree get confused about whether it should grow an orange or a grape or a pear or a banana. It knows exactly what it's supposed to produce. And your book, I want you to think about your book the same way. If you don't know the message that you're planting from the start, then you won't get the fruit that you desire out of your book or your seed. And your writing will feel scattered and your readers won't get the fruit that they actually need from reading your book. But when you plant your book with a clear purpose and you nurture it with intention and stay focused on what God is leading you to say, your book will grow into something so strong, sis, so impactful and so life-giving, like a tree bearing good fruit. And how many of us want to bear good fruit? And we can do that with a clear message that we have from the beginning when we start this book writing journey. So the tip that I want to share with you today is simply to know your message. And to really get clear on knowing and understanding your message, what you need to do first before you start writing is to get clear on why you're writing. What is the purpose of your writing? What are your motives? And what are your intentions? Like, really think about this and even process this and do it in a journal. Just, you can take 15 minutes to, if you haven't even done this already, or if you have some type of doubt of what your overall message is for your book, I want you to do this exercise because I really believe that it's going to help you and turn things around for you while you write. So do a heart check and lean into what Holy Spirit is saying to you. Again, what are the motives and the intentions of your heart? Why are you really writing this book? And what is Holy Spirit revealing to you? Are you writing with the wrong audience in mind? And I want you to write down these questions too. So, are you writing with the wrong audience in mind? Who are you writing to? Who has God called you and instructed you or told you that this specific book is for? Who is it? Identify it, write it down. The next question that I want you to ask yourself to help you know your message is, how have you allowed, if this is the case for you, because if you feel like you're off track, or you were sure at one point but now you're not so sure, I want you to ask yourself this question. How have you allowed the wrong people to get in your ear and get you off course? And how can you take a recourse? How can you redirect? What is the Holy Spirit telling you to do so that you can redirect and get back on track? And then the other question that I want you to ask yourself in order for you to know your message is, what's one thing I wish someone would have told me about blank? And that the blank piece is as it relates to your topic. So what's one thing I wish someone would have told me about self-worth? What's one thing I wish someone would have told me about before I became a parent? Fill in the blank and then journal over that prompt and really see what comes out of it. Because if you're struggling to write, or if you're just winging it, knowing your message is really going to help you get clear on your writing and help you to identify any of those writing blocks that you may have even before you get started. Some of those mind blocks, those mindset blocks that you might have even before you write. And of course, knowing your message is really going to help guide and steer your book in the way in which God intends for it to go. Of course, you might have your own plan for your book, but check in with Holy Spirit, do a heart check, and see what He's saying to you at this time. So that's really it. My one tip that I wanted to share with you today about instead of winging it, just know your message first. Do this one book writing tip and it's going to help you on your journey. So go ahead, and if you need to, go back and listen to this episode and write down those questions that I just shared. And again, journal prop over that, and it will help you gain clarity on the message of your book. So if you've been winging it, sis, if you've been winging it for trying to write your book for a decade or 5 years or 2 years, and it seemed like forever, like you've been on this journey forever, I want you to know that there is hope for you, and that you can write and finish your book and get it published too. And that someone, even if it is just one person, is out there waiting on your book so that their lives can be transformed and that they can receive the wisdom and the knowledge and the fruit of your book that God intends for you to write. And I also want to encourage you and let you know that you can write this book with the help of the Lord, and also with community support, accountability, and with others cheering you along the way. So be sure to become an insider and get weekly emails from me. You'll receive the latest podcast episodes. You'll also get tips on how to organize your thoughts and simplify the writing process. Some special things happening real soon coming up that I'll be sharing on the podcast this month. And of course, encouragement to keep you focused on your writing journey. And you can become an insider today, sis, at bit.ly/BWMS Insider. That's bit.ly/BWMS bit.ly/BWMS Insider. I hope this episode was helpful to you, that it blessed your life, and that you will take some time, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, to really journal over the questions that I've asked, and for you to gain clarity on the message God intends for you to write and share with the world. So until next time, ciao. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's episode inspired you to take that next step to write your book. Remember, small steps lead to big results. If this podcast has blessed you in some way, be sure to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. Your support means the world to me, and it helps others to find the show. Also, be sure to pass on the inspiration by sharing this episode with a friend who could benefit from this message. God bless you, sis, and never, ever give up.